On Friday, June 17, 2022, a 59-year-old man named Terry Filsinger rode a Harley-Davidson down into Morgan County, Ohio. It was 5 in the afternoon, mid-June. Dry pavement, long gold light, the last workday of the week ending in every farmhouse he passed. He was 3 hours from home. He was on a road he had come a long way to ride. Somewhere near the first milepost in Marion Township, his motorcycle drifted a few feet to the left. There was no alcohol. The highway patrol stated that directly. No rain, no ice, no darkness. No other driver doing anything wrong. The woman coming the other way was not hurt at all. No mechanical failure anyone reported. Just a sober man on dry pavement in daylight, crossing a painted line. They flew him out by helicopter. He died at the hospital in Marietta. That road is State Route 555. Riders cross state lines to get on it, and the highway patrol post that covers it has called it the deadliest road in 2 entire counties. Not the interstate, not the truck route. A back road with 90 cars a day on it. Coming up, a road the state has never once rebuilt since Franklin Roosevelt's second term. A stretch of it that stopped being a state highway years ago and never told anybody. And the reason 3 out of 5 riders who die here are not from here. So here's the quiet contradiction at the heart of this place. Everything about it tells you it is fine. Picture the drive the way you would actually make it. You come off a divided 4-lane at Little Hocking, turn north, and nothing changes in a way your body would notice. A white shield with a number on it. A painted line down the middle. A posted limit. A church, a mailbox, a man on a mower who lifts 2 fingers off the handlebar at you. 62 miles later, it puts you out at Zanesville. In between, 4 counties and exactly 2 incorporated towns. That is the whole trip. 2 towns and 62 miles, and that is precisely the problem. Danger you can see, you slow down for. Fog closes in and you watch it come. Ice makes the wheel go light in your hands. Your foot lifts off the gas before your brain has finished the thought. This road never gives you that. And here's the one fact I want you to hold on to because we come all the way back to it at the end. Terry Filsinger was not being reckless. Hold on to that one. Start with the oldest thing out here because everything else grows out of it. Here is the wildcard fact. Nobody ever designed this road. State Route 555 was designated in 1937, and at the time it was gravel, the entire length of it, Little Hocking to the Muskingum River. It was not a highway, it was a road that already existed, worn in between farms and coal camps, following whatever the land would allow. The state simply gave it a number. And apart from moving the north end a couple of miles in the 70s, the route has stayed unchanged ever since. Now compare that to any road you actually trust. Every interstate you have ever driven was surveyed before it existed. Somebody chose a design speed. Somebody banked the curves to match that speed, cut the hilltops down, filled the hollows in, set minimum sight distances with a real number attached. A modern highway is an argument that a certain speed is survivable here, written into concrete by people who did the math. This road is not an argument, it is a habit. The line it follows was worn in by wagons and mules in unglaciated Appalachian Ohio, the part of the state the last ice sheet never reached and never flattened. So it goes where the ridge went. It turns where the creek turned. It crests where the hill crested because in 1900 there was no reason and no money to do anything else. Then somebody paved it, painted a stripe down the middle, and posted 55. Every curve out there was set by something that moved at 4 miles an hour. New pavement, old bones, and 100 years of difference hidden underneath both, which is exactly why the turns are not what kills people here. Riders count 751 of them in 63 miles. That number comes out of the riding community rather than any state agency, so take it as folklore with a point behind it. 12 turns a mile, for an hour and a half. But here's the part everybody gets wrong. A corner is not the danger because a corner is visible. You read the guardrail bending away from you. You feel the camber load up underneath you. You set your speed on the way in and you are fine. Every twisty road in America works this way. What gets people on the triple nickel is vertical. Southeastern Ohio does not roll. It heaves. The road climbs one flank of a ridge and goes straight over the top, and at the top there is nothing to see. Riders describe it in those exact words, coming over a crest with no idea what is on the other side. Behind it could be nothing at all. Or a tractor doing 15, or a truck taking a foot of your lane through a bend, or gravel washed across the apex out of a cut bank by Tuesday's rain. And here is the arithmetic nobody does. On flat road, your eyes reach further than your stopping distance. That is the only reason driving works at all. Up here, at the top of every hill, your sight distance collapses to about 40 feet of sky. Your brain does not flag it. There is nothing there to flag. It is road, and then more road. Good pavement, beautiful country, and a horizon that keeps ending 3 car lengths in front of you. Now hold that thought, because there is one number that makes all of it worse. Here is the wildcard fact. ODOT counts traffic on every state route in Ohio. On State Route 555, just south of State Route 78 near a place called Ringgold, the count came back at 90. 90 vehicles in 24 hours, under 4 an hour. Across a full day and a full night, fewer vehicles pass that point than would fit in a small parking lot. And here's the trap, and almost everybody falls into it. An empty road feels like the safest road there is. Nobody merging, nobody tailgating, nobody to hit. That feeling is the entire reason people drive 3 hours to get here. It is exactly backwards. A crowded road is dangerous because of the other cars. An empty road is dangerous because of them too, because there are none. Emptiness is not the absence of danger. Emptiness is the absence of witnesses. Go off the outside of a curve out here, into the tree line in the Wayne National Forest, down a slope with the vehicle sitting below the sight line of the pavement. How long before somebody sees you? Not passes you, sees you. 20 minutes is optimistic. An hour is realistic. Longer than that is completely ordinary. And all of it assumes you are conscious, and it assumes you have signal, which through the forest stretches you very often do not. Terry Filsinger left that road in a helicopter. That is not drama. That is the standard of care out here, and the clock that decides these things starts the moment the crash happens, not the moment somebody finds you. 4 cars an hour, miles of standing timber, and a stopwatch nobody has started yet. And the people it kills are, overwhelmingly, not the people who live there. Here is the wildcard fact. When Lieutenant Chris Chassar, commander of the Highway Patrol's Marietta Post, went back through his fatal crashes, he named 555 as the worst road in both Washington and Morgan counties. Then he named the pattern underneath it. 3 out of 5 motorcycle crashes involved riders from out of town. 3 out of 5. On a road that hardly any locals use. That is because the Triple Nickel is a destination. 4.5 out of 5 on motorcycleroads.com, which is where out-of-state riders go to plan a weekend. There has been a cruise-in held right on the road outside Zanesville every year since 2011, on the Saturday before Father's Day. People come from Michigan, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and West Virginia for 62 miles of pavement in counties most Ohioans could not find on a map. Now here is what people assume, and it is wrong. They assume the visitors are worse riders. They are usually not. That is the whole reason they came this far, for a road, not for a place. What they are missing is not skill, it is memory. A local knows the third crest past the church goes hard right on the far side. A local knows which curve holds water into the afternoon. A local knows the gravel drive a truck backs out a blind and slows for it without ever deciding to. None of that is written down anywhere. None of it is on a sign. It lives in people's hands. Same road, same speed. One rider carrying 60 years of it, the other carrying nothing at all. And then there is the road's own habit of changing while you're on it. Here is the wild card fact. In April of 2015, ODOT closed the section between Deavertown and State Route 37 outright. Not for a project, because the surface had deteriorated to the point where it was no longer fit to carry traffic. Riders that spring talked about barricades, about pavement gone lumpy underneath them, about gravel laid through 5 to 10 miles of curves in quantities that made 30 miles an hour feel like plenty. Some of that has been repaved since. Some of it has not. And that is the honest condition of the Triple Nickel. Not bad, not good, unpredictable. This is hill country with thin shoulders and cut banks standing right up against the lane. Water comes off those banks and brings the hillside down with it. Clean asphalt on your way south is a spill of wet gravel through a corner on your way back north 4 hours later. Then the light goes. Highway Patrol data puts 47% of Ohio's deer crashes in October, November, and December, and 32% of them between 6 and 10 at night. This road runs through national forest, along creeks, past fence rows, and unbroken woods. Those are the exact habitat edges wildlife officials tell you to watch. Compare it to a bad stretch of interstate after dark. An interstate is lit, or reflectored, or at minimum busy enough that somebody's headlights are always painting the shoulder ahead of you. Out here, there is nothing. 2 towns and 62 miles means no glow on the horizon in any direction. Same 1937 curves, same 40 feet of vision, and something moving in the tree line that keeps its own calendar. And there is one more thing about this road, and it is the strangest fact on the whole list. Here is the wild card fact. For part of its length, State Route 555 is not a state route. Come up toward the Muskingum River at the northern end. The road bends left at a county road intersection and becomes Old River Road. At that exact point, state maintenance of the highway ends. For miles afterward, the pavement under your tires is Muskingum County Road 6. The shield stays up. The number stays the same. Your map still says 555. Compare that to how you actually read a road at 60 miles an hour. A route number is a promise about who is responsible for you. A standard, a budget, an inspection schedule, somebody whose job it is. That is what the shield means to your brain, and you have never once had to think about it. Out here, the shield stayed, and the responsibility quietly changed hands somewhere behind you, and nothing on the pavement mentioned it. Same sign, same paint, and nobody to tell you when the road stopped being what it says it is. So here is the actual answer. The thing all 6 of those have been building toward. Every danger you naturally respect hands you a signal your body already knows how to read. Ice makes the wheel go light. Fog you watch closing in from a half-mile out. Rain you hear on the roof. A work zone gives you cones and a flagger, and an orange sign a half-mile early. A mountain pass gives you a grade percentage on a yellow diamond and a runaway truck ramp, which is a road telling you, in plain language, that it is about to be difficult. Not one hazard on this road does that. The 1937 alignment gives you no warning, because pavement looks like pavement. A blind crest gives you no warning, because there is nothing there to see. 90 cars a day gives you no warning at all. It gives you the opposite, a feeling of peace. Gravel in a corner gives you clean asphalt right up until it doesn't. And a route shield over a county road gives you a promise nobody is keeping. This road does not hide its danger. It does something worse. It hands you reassurance. The shield says the state maintains this. It does not say the state built it for this. The line says stay on your side. It does not say your side is wide enough at the speed you are carrying. The limit says do not exceed this number. It does not say the number is survivable over a blind crest on a 100-year-old alignment with wet gravel waiting behind it. That is the mechanism. This road is wearing a uniform it never earned, and the emptiness finishes the job. On a normal road, your mistakes get caught by other people. Somebody flashes their lights. Somebody leans on a horn. Somebody comes around the same bend 30 seconds behind you and calls it in. Out here, nobody catches anything. The margin for error is not smaller than a highway's. It is the same size. There is just nothing underneath it. So if you are ever the one making this drive, and plenty of you will, because that is the entire point of a road like this, do the small, unglamorous things. Ride it slow once before you ride it fast. The whole length. Learn where the crests hide things. Treat every blind hilltop as occupied. Not possibly occupied. Occupied. Assume the corner you cannot see into has gravel in it, especially after rain, especially in spring. Tell one person your route and your rough time, because 90 cars a day means nobody comes looking unless somebody knows to look. And get off it before dusk in the fall. Not because the road changes after dark, because the last sense you had left does. None of that is exciting. All of it works. Come back one last time to that Friday afternoon in June. 5 in the evening, mid-June light, the good kind, low and gold, across a hillside in Morgan County. A 59-year-old man 3 hours from home, on a 23-year-old Harley, on the most famous riding road in the state, in the best weather it gets all year. He had done nearly everything the road asks of you. He was sober. He was rested. He was riding in daylight, in June, on dry pavement, at the end of an ordinary week. The patrol noted he was not wearing a helmet, and Ohio law did not require him to. It is worth being honest about what that changed. It changed what the crash cost. It did not change whether the crash happened. Sober, daylight, dry road, a few feet left of center, that part was already finished before anything else got a vote. And that is the real number here. Not 4.5 out of 5. Not 751 turns. Not 90 cars a day. It is a motorcycle that went home on a trailer. It is a cruise-in held on that same road the next morning, 60 miles up the line, under a perfect sky. It is a phone ringing out in a kitchen in Grafton, Ohio, 3 hours north, in a house where somebody had been told roughly what time to expect him. Now, remember what I asked you to hold on to. He was not being reckless. Neither were most of them. They were riding a road in good weather on a Friday in June, the way people have ridden it since 1937, on curves that were laid down for animals and never once corrected. The emptiness out there is not protection. The emptiness is the whole point. It sits on both shoulders of that road, patient and enormous, through the forest stretches and the blind crests and the long, quiet miles where 4 cars an hour go by. It does not chase anybody. It has never needed to. It waits for the moment your attention slips, and out there, it can afford to wait a very long time. It has been waiting since 1937, and it is very, very good at it.